Alright, so this should be pretty interesting. We got top 10 insanely racist moments in Disney movies that you totally forgot about. You know, so we're gonna check it out. I'm hoping I'm about to see some real shit, because these top 10 videos, I ain't gonna lie, they're pretty good, but at the same time,
for this list,
they're pretty
we're
ass.
ranking the most embarrassing, anachronistic, or cringe-worthy moments of racism that Disney would likely want their fans to forget or ignore. We're not passing judgment on the people behind the scenes at Disney here, as many of these moments were a product of their time. But it should also be discussed how many of them haven't exactly aged well.
Oh shit.
Number 10. Sunflower, Fantasia. Fantasia was certainly an early example of a Disney classic, an amazing combination of classical music and animation that still holds up today. What perhaps doesn't hold up so well is a character included on the film's initial theatrical run. Her name was Sunflower, and she was a black female centaur or centaurette who's seen waiting on her white brethren during a segment titled The Pastoral Symphony. Sunflower is drawn with exaggerated black features, and is a clear example of a visual stereotype that didn't need to be there in the first place. Perhaps this was the reasoning behind Disney's decision to remove the character from prints starting in the mid-60s. Number 9. Japanese soldier caricatures. Commando Duck. It may seem strange today to think of cartoons as wartime propaganda, but this was actually a common practice during World War II. Commando Duck was one such short by Disney, a cartoon that sees Donald Duck parachuting into Japanese territory for a secret mission. The short tends to focus its plot primarily on Donald's battle tactics, but there are plenty of racist moments, specifically with how the Japanese enemy is drawn. Donald's foes are deliberately presented with slanted eyes, buck teeth, and overblown accents.
Oh, I beg my pardon. I bow my stomach at you, very reverent. That's all right. Happy cherry blossoms to you, please. My
This was certainly due to anti-Japanese sentiment of the time, although it has not aged well when viewing the short today. Number 8. Conveyor Belt Mammy Doll. Santa's Workshop. Santa's Workshop was a holiday-themed Disney short which, on the surface, is a harmless tale of Saint Nick and his elves getting ready for Christmas. However, early versions featured a troubling scene between Santa and a pair of dolls, as the toymaker is overseeing quality control on the assembly line. A white doll comes down a conveyor belt, says Mama, and gets approved by Santa. Then a black doll tumbles down the belt, says Mammy, and stamps her own butt, as Santa watches on and laughs. Given that the word mammy was slang for a black nursemaid in the time of slavery, and the doll's exaggerated features, it's no wonder Disney removed this scene from all modern prints.
Man, see, the thing is, I'm trying to watch some modern, like, I need it. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Number 7. King Louie, the Jungle Book.
I'll take this one.
King Louie is a beloved character from Disney's adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book.
And old King Louie, that's me.
Louie is a Disney original, having not appeared in Kipling's original stories, but he didn't arrive without his fair share of controversy. King Louie and his ape subjects are the only characters that speak in jive slang, popular with black jazz musicians of the day.
That is true as fuck, though.
Richard M. Sherman was one of the songwriters on the film, and has been
jazz
quoted as
players.
initially wanting jazz legend Louis Armstrong to voice the king, but balked at the prospect of potentially offending the NAACP with a black man voicing an ape. So, is King Louie racist, or is it all in the eye of the beholder? You decide. Number 6. Arabian Nights, Aladdin. The American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee wasn't too thrilled with the soundtrack for Disney's 1992 hit Aladdin. They took specific umbrage with a line in the film's opening song Arabian Nights, where the peddler sings, "Where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face." The committee saw this as disparaging towards the Arab people, and complained to Disney for a lyrical change. The company did comply, and replaced the line for home video, and on new versions of the soundtrack. The committee was also reportedly upset about another controversial line from the song. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
But Disney decided to leave this one in, for better or worse.
If I were as rich as you, I could afford some manners.
Okay. That's not
Number
that
5.
bad, though.
Native American stereotypes. Peter Pan. Intent can be a funny thing, especially when it's perceived much differently years later.
This should be most enlightening.
Disney's Peter Pan is an example of this notion. as evidenced by a shockingly racist musical number with very innocent intentions. The Native American sequence in the film raises flags with the song What Made the Red Man Red, where embarrassing Indian stereotypes are the order of the day. Although the scene is light and bouncy in tone, the effect years later is rather cringeworthy in its execution, a blemish on what's otherwise a classic slice of Disney nostalgia. Number 4. We Are Siamese, If You Please, Lady and the Tramp. The intentions behind Peter Pan's racism may be up for debate, but it's a lot more difficult to defend the outrageous cultural insensitivity behind the Siamese cats in Disney's Lady and the Tramp.
We are Siamese, if you don't please.
Post-World War II tensions are the only probable reasons behind the obvious Japanese stereotypes of Sai and Am, two villainous cats who sing this song. The twins are drawn with the same slanted eyes and buck teeth we saw earlier in Commando Duck, and their entrance is even marked by a gong, something that hampered Asian stereotypes in film right through the 80s and 90s. Number 3.
I mean,
Shungan.
they're obviously Asian cats. They're Siamese fucking cats. Like, what did they expect, though? That didn't make any sense to me, but hey, we'll keep it going.
Number 3. Shungan and the Alley Cats, the Aristocats.
I love this
We
movie.
continue with Asian stereotypes here. Proof that negative depiction of such characters wasn't only limited to the immediate aftermath of World War II. Nope. Asians were still being drawn with the same old slanted eyes and outrageous accents in 1970,
Bro.
as evidenced by Shungan and the gang in the Aristocats.
Fortune cookie always wrong. That's a hot one.
Shungan rolls with Thomas O'Malley's Alley Cat friends and performs his part of the song Everybody Wants to Be a Cat with chopsticks and a buck-toothed lisp. He isn't the only feline stereotype here, however, as there's also Peppo, an amorous Italian, and the trumpet-playing scat cat who's modeled after black jazz musicians of the 50s and 60s. Number 2. The Crow's Dumbo. The term Jim Crow was used to describe laws or regulations designed to enforce racial segregation in the United States. The lead crow in Disney's Dumbo is also named Jim, and has received his share of criticism in the decade since the film's release in 1941.
But I be done seen about everything when I see an elephant fly.
Although Jim and the other crows are generally friendly towards Dumbo, the fact that they speak in stereotypical black slang could easily be interpreted as lazy or racist in their depiction of African American culture. The gang does get to sing the film's most memorable song, When I See an Elephant Fly, but this doesn't change the fact that modern audiences might see the crows in a very different light.
See, a lot of this is, it's either like people are being way too sensitive, or Disney was just a true racist. And that's what I heard, honestly. I heard Disney was a true racist. But as a kid, I would never sit here and be like, oh, that cat's Asian, or that cat's a black jazz musician. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Before
like,
we unveil our number
I
1
don't
pick,
know.
here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
He can play the links on the strings and chop, packing up the blackfish. He sings this belt and this rat, they know where.
You be my man Friday. Savvy? You Friday, me Mickey.
Savvy.
Who's there?
I'm the full of brush man. I'm working my way through college.
Number 1. Uncle Remus, Song of the South.
What?
Uncle Remus wasn't a Disney creation,
Uncle
but his depiction in
Remus.
this 1946 film lives on as one of the company's most infamous moments.
Dee-da, zippity-yay.
Remus was a fictional character responsible for narrating classic African-American folktales. When he hit the silver screen, however, Remus and Song of the South almost immediately struck a sour note with audiences.
Got the cotton full of leaving.
For starters, the film never explicitly presents itself as taking place in a post-Civil War South, leading many to believe that Disney was marginalizing the impact of slavery.
That's how the leopard got his spots. That's what Uncle Remus said. That's what Uncle Remus said.
There were also
okay.
a plethora of black stereotypes to be found, which eventually resulted in the film failing to receive an uncut home video release in the United States to this day.
Shit.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mode.
I mean, like I said, as a kid, I never really sat down and thought, like, okay, Disney being racist. Because, I mean, now people are picking apart SpongeBob and saying SpongeBob racist, or SpongeBob got some, like, sexual shit in it. So it's like, I don't know. I think people are being way too sensitive. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up like. I said the thumbs up like. Well, yeah, thumbs up like button. Also hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100K, man, real quick, real fast, real easy. You know what I'm saying? So, till next time, yo.
Cocaine with the cocaine. More money make more rain. Pouring up a paint while I'm back in propane. Point blank.